Hello and welcome everybody to today's Commodities Corner session presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So just very quick check-in, guys. Everybody can hear me okay, and you can also see the presentation okay. Fantastic. Another full house today. Excellent, guys. So as always, if there are any questions or comments throughout the session, do keep those coming. You can put those into the chat function, and we'll go through those as we look at each of the individual commodities and we go through the charts today as well. Okay, fantastic. So the session today will be covering the biggest trading opportunities right now, how to use fixed odds trading for maximum profits, live market analysis, and we'll be identifying high probability trade setups on the commodities. And of course, we'll be answering any questions you might have during today's session as well. The key markets we'll be focusing on today will be the metals, so gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And with the energies, we'll be having a look at crude oil. So before we get into the analysis, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. We are the world's #1 commodities trading and investment coaching company, regarded as the go-to authority on commodities trading. So as internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies, the agricultural markets, they're routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which include Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, Global Banking Finance Review, and the Wall Street Journal. Our team of experts has trained and mentored over 100,000 private traders from all over the world to increase their wealth and generate a substantial monthly income through commodities using our signature trading strategies. So for more information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please do feel free to visit our website, which is www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. Okay, good. Right, we'll have a look at gold right now. Currently, gold is trading at $1,264 US per ounce. So we'll take a look at that very shortly. On the charts, we saw gold break out to 13-month highs yesterday, which we'll take a look at very shortly as well once we move over to the technical charts. Before we do so, I'll go through the top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. So those are as followed. First of all, we had a lovely breakout trade on oil last week. So well done to everybody who caught this trade. We identified this trade opportunity and set up after non-farm payrolls on Friday. We had a nice little consolidation. We were sitting right below a major area of resistance. We finally had a really good breakout from that level, followed through really nicely over the course of Monday. In fact, we saw a 5.5% gain on oil on Monday, so a big breakout to the upside. So the rise trade for the price to be higher worked out very nicely, closing above 37.40. So well done to everybody who caught that trade. We've also had our profit target hit now for our swing trade that we had running on crude oil, which was a rise trade from 32.60, which had been in over a week and a half. And you can see where we delivered on that. We broke out, had that neckline, which we got a breakout from just on Friday last week. We had a head and shoulders pattern, and that's really followed through very nicely indeed over the course of the last few days, particularly over Friday and Monday. So we've now profited on our swing trade on oil. And finally, of course, we had a lovely breakout on gold. We took multiple entries on this as we continue to see previous daily highs get broken. So we've had a number of successful trades here on gold as it continued to break out from 1,254 just yesterday, again breaking out to 2016 highs here too. So we'll take a look at that on the charts. We'll go through some trade opportunities. As always, we'll keep it nice and interactive. So if there are any questions or comments, do keep those coming as we go through each of the markets. And we'll be identifying some potential trade ideas as well as we head into the US session today. Very simply, if you haven't traded on binary before, just for a bit of a refresher, we look at two different types of trades on binary. We utilize the higher or lower type of trade. Essentially, if you select higher, you win the entire payout if the market exit price is strictly higher than the entry price. So if the price closes above the entry price, you will win the entire payout. And if you select lower, you win the payout if the market exit price is strictly lower than the entry price. Very straightforward way to trade. Again, very quick check-in, guys. You can see my screen okay at the moment. We are currently on the gold market. Yep, okay, fantastic. If you happen to lose sound again, just let me know, but I think we're back and up and running now. Okay, good. So I just want to go over a few points here with the gold market at the moment. One of the main points We saw gold breaking out again yesterday. We broke out to the upside 1.5%, its biggest single day gain in over a week. And we've also seen gold break out over 13-month highs just yesterday. It's the second week in a row we've seen gains to the upside again, and gold is currently still trading at 20% to the upside year to date. Another very important point on gold at the moment is the holdings of the SPDR Gold Trust, the world's largest gold-backed exchange-traded fund. They rose again yesterday to the highest level since August 2014. So that is essentially telling you where institutional traders, money managers and funds, where they are positioning themselves at the moment. And this really helped us to break out. We broke out again to 13-month highs just overnight. You can see we had a very strong rejection candle which formed just yesterday. So we got some very interesting moves actually on the ECB announcement yesterday. And let me just go through that with you a little bit more detail as well. So we saw some nice whipsaw moves on that announcement yesterday. Essentially, the breaking news was that the ECB, they cut the rates, expanded asset buying program to boost the economy. So the European Central Bank, they cut the interest rate on Thursday to boost the Eurozone economy, surprising financial markets by dropping its main refinancing rate to 0 from 0.05%, and also expanded its quantitative easing asset buying program to 80 billion euros a month from 60, and cut its deposit rate to 0.4% from 0.3%, charging banks more to keep their money with the ECB. So that move knocked down the euro down 1% against the dollar. So that was the initial move. Okay, we saw initially the US dollar soar off that. The euro sold off, and we also saw gold selling off at that point. So you'll note we broke below the weekly lows. We broke below yesterday's lows as well. So we were starting to see a rotation lower. But you can really see there's some very strong hands in gold at the moment with the move that we had to the upside. So after rolling out those measures to boost the Eurozone economies, including increased asset buying and deeper cut to deposit rates, during the press conference, Mario Draghi on Thursday signaled there would be no further rate cuts. So on that, he caused a big whipsaw move by then indicating there would be no further cuts. And we subsequently saw a very strong move in gold to the upside. If you have a look in the tighter time frames, we got a breakdown in price, and then we had this big surge, and we continued to follow through. And overnight, we followed through as well. We've had a pretty decent breakout to the upside. We've broken all the way up to $1,282 per ounce. So it's been a very significant move for gold. Now, we're pulling back in the earlier course of the London session today. We're probably seeing some profit taking here as well ahead of the weekend. But no, each of the major pullbacks that we're getting on gold at the moment is being bought into. And one of the major points to look at to see really where the institutions and the money managers are positioning themselves is the Gold Trust, the SPDR Gold Trust. That does help us to get an idea of where the managed money and institutional funds are flowing capital. And we can see that increased again yesterday, hence the breakout with gold to the upside. So essentially what I'm looking at here is pullbacks are buying opportunities at the moment on gold. Now, we do have the FOMC statement, which is coming up next Wednesday, which is bound to cause some volatility on the market. So you want to start lightening up a little bit on positions ahead of that. In the similar way that the ECB caused some really volatile moves yesterday, we saw, in fact, the euro had a 400-point range yesterday, huge move to the downside, and then we completely reversed on the euro, and it broke and closed near the daily highs. Incredible move. But we've also seen a very similar move here on gold too. So I do like gold at the moment for buying opportunities on pullbacks. What I'm looking at on the tighter time frames as we head into the US session today, you can see very clearly we've got some nice underlying trend channels at the moment. We bounced right off that channel again yesterday. We've had some good follow through to the upside. We've just come up to resistance. We may well get a rotation back towards the lower end of the trend channel here before going higher again. I do like gold for buys here on pullbacks at the moment. Pullbacks to be treated definitely as buying opportunities for the time being, and then we'll be looking at trade opportunities as we go into the FOMC statement next Wednesday as well. So ultimately, gold right now, it's still in bullish mode, had a good breakout overnight. It's broken out to 13-month highs here. We've seen some really good gains in gold. Gold's up over 22% year to date. Right now, I would wait to see if we're going to get some more follow through again to the upside during the course of the US session. So if we start to see gold come back up, certainly if it takes out again the highs from last night and also the highs from yesterday, well, actually from last week as well. If we take out the highs here at 1,282, that would open up the gate here certainly to 1,295 up to 1,308 US dollars per ounce here. So I'm looking at that this afternoon as we head into the US session. If we continue just to consolidate around the current price, I'll probably stay out of any additional positions in gold at the moment, just waiting for really the next setup, see if we get a pullback or a better entry. If we just hover or we close with an inverse hammer later on in the session today, as we're seeing at the moment, if we were to close with that candle, it would be a little bit neutral here as we go into next week and as we go into the FOMC statement. But gold, as I'm sure you're aware, really gets moving during the US session. It can move big volumes on typically on Thursdays and Fridays. You tend to see some of the biggest activity in gold. So I want to see whether we see this price structure turn around as we go into the US session this afternoon, and whether there's a good buying opportunity here. So again, if we were to break above last week highs again and break above the daily highs today above $1,282 per ounce, I'll be a buyer to get into a fresh position here for gold. So just have that on your radar. Now, if we move over to oil in particular, I like light sweet crude oil at the moment, but of course, Brent, you'll note we've been monitoring this whole move to the upside, and we've taken these breakout trades. We took another breakout trade to the upside last week. Brent crude oil was on track for its third weekly gain today, supported by optimistic report from the International Energy Agency and a weaker dollar, which makes fuel cheaper for importers using other currencies. Now, the International Energy Agency is quite interesting. They came out in their monthly report and said that oil might have bottomed here and that low prices were beginning to impact crude output outside of producers' organisation OPEC. Also, note, every Friday we've got the Baker Hughes report, which comes out 6 o'clock London time, and that has been very supportive for the price of oil over the last few weeks. So we saw, again, another decent breakout to the upside just last week after we had the Baker Hughes report, which came out. So we've got that coming out again later today in about the next five hours or so. So last week what we saw was U.S. oil drillers cut rigs for the 11th week in a row to the lowest since December 2009. So that is essentially the lowest amount of oil rigs that there have been going back just over 6 years now. Drillers removed 8 oil rigs in the week ending March the 4th, bringing the total rig count to 392. Okay, and this time last year there were 922 oil rigs. Okay, so that is a very significant drop, and that also has caused a bullish breakout for oil. Now, I do like oil here for another entry. The reason being is that we've cleared quite a lot of overhead resistance here, and we've got quite a lot of clean air above at the moment. You can see we've now actually taken out the highs of January. We had this basing formation, which we took the breakouts, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware. We've been continuing to take these breakouts to the upside with oil. We had a really nice follow through on Friday last week. Monday, we also got a 5.5% gain. Tuesday, oil gave back its gains, but Wednesday, it then broke back up to the upside, breached above the previous day's high. Yesterday, we retested key moving average, and then we found a rejection candle, and so far today, we've broken above that. So there's quite a lot of clean air here now for oil to continue to rally. So I do like oil for a buy at this point for a swing trade as we head into next week. So also for a day trade, I quite like it too, actually, for just to be in and out of this by the close of today. So I'll have a look at that and see what we can do in terms of a position here on oil and see what sort of time frames we'll look at. So ultimately, this is the overall price structure which I see with oil right now. I'll see if it's worth just going out to swing trade or how we want to position this. Let's have a look. Okay, what we'll do, we'll go, because we are slightly early today. Last week's session was at 4:30, so with that, we took a different type of trade. Today, we can actually take a day trade just to be in and out by the close of the day. So let me just have a look at this for my end time and duration. Bear with me as I put on the criteria. Okay, perfect. So a 6-hour duration. That will work nicely and take us up past, that'll take us past the Baker Hughes later on this afternoon. Okay, good. So I'm going for that. I'll bring it on my screen just a second. The deal ticket I'm looking at, it's a 93% payout. It's a purchase to be higher, so I want the price to close higher. $519 for a $1,000 payout for a duration of 6 hours. Okay, let me just bring that over to the screen. Okay, so here it is. So again, here is the trade setup I'm looking at for oil here. So you can see commodities oil, and I'm going to go into that trade for a buy, just purchase it for a higher trade. Deposit is $519.22. I'm just going to be out of this in the next 6 hours by essentially just before 7, actually, it's just after 7 o'clock London time. Okay, perfect. So everybody see that on my screen? Okay, super. So again, 93% payout, $519.22 the deposit, 6 hours the duration, $1,000 payout for a deposit of $519.22. Okay, perfect. So that has been done. So I've now taken a trade on oil. You can see it's already breached above, the last few days of highs here, about last 4 days worth of highs. We've breached above those levels. I can see a nice neckline here as well, which we're breaching above. And we've got a lot of clean air here where oil can start to consolidate and really build up a good base. It's been good for oil that so far every pullback has subsequently been bought back into. So oil at the moment is looking good. I like it for more upside in the short term. Both Brent and light sweet crude oil, very similar price structure at the moment. You can see we've got this basing formation right now. And you can see where we've essentially, this is the bottom that the energy information, the International Energy Information Agency has come out with as the bottom for oil, essentially. So we've, in fact, if you go back to oil and how well we've done so far this year on oil in terms of the lows that we put in a little bit earlier on this year, around $26 per barrel, which was put in at the mid-January here. Oil has actually rallied from those lows to where we are now over 40%. Okay, huge move to the upside so far since it's bottomed towards the end of January. And again, for those of you just joining us a little bit later on in the session, it was the International Energy Agency that said on a monthly report that oil might have bottoms here as well. So obviously, we're at a point now where we've rallied significantly, so it's probably a bit safer for them to come out and say that now. A monthly report that essentially also alluded to the low prices were beginning to impact crude outputs outside producer organization OPEC, which again we've seen have an impact on oil price. So certainly in the short term, we do see the potential for more upside right now if we can just breach and just continue to follow through from key resistance here. But we've essentially already done that here as well on crude oil. So it's looking good, in my opinion, for some short-term upside here, certainly as we go into the Baker Hughes this afternoon as well. Now, coming back to gold and also silver, we'll have a look at gold, silver, and platinum too. If you have a look at the overall price structure for the US dollar right now, you will see this incredible move yesterday. I mean, what a whipsaw in prices. So essentially, we saw the US dollar initially on the ECB announcement broke out to the upside. So you would have seen this big surge to the upside on the initial statement. And then as we headed into the ECB press conference, we had this complete turnaround in price, and this is essentially a bull trap. So it will get a lot of traders prematurely entered into this setup, or they might have got prematurely entered into a sell short on the euro, for example, which also broke down significantly, but then ended with an opposite candle formation, ended with a bullish candle by the end of the session. This is an incredible move of the US dollar here. If the US dollar is retracing a little bit today, which is putting some pressure on the metals in particular, so we're seeing a bit of a pullback on gold, silver, and also platinum. If the US dollar in the coming week was to then breach these lows that we put in just yesterday, we could start to see a rotation lower here. Certainly, that's a very strong rejection candle. We're keeping a very close eye on this today. It might be that we just get a retracement back up to around the 97 level over the course of the US session this afternoon. But the US dollar ultimately produced a very strong rejection candle yesterday. So some incredible moves there, huge move. And as I mentioned earlier, the euro US dollar moved over 400 points from its low to its high yesterday, which was incredible to see as well. So if we go over to the commodities here, again, gold, I'm looking out for this to see if we will get some bullish price action this afternoon if we see another move to the upside, particularly if we take out the highs here. If we take out $1,282 per ounce during the US session today, I'm looking for additional buying opportunities. If you look at silver also still maintaining its bullish price structure, had a nice surge yesterday. You can see so far just a little bit of a retracement of doji at the moment, but ultimately it's creating a V-shaped reversal pattern, which again, if that was to breach the resistance zone here, we could also see more upside on silver as we head into the US session this afternoon as well. So I would definitely keep an eye out for some potential follow through here with silver as well, particularly if we break above the neckline here. So essentially, if we were to breach last week's highs, which are sitting at $15.76 cents per ounce. If we broke above those levels, we can see more upside. And also, if we were to take out last week's highs, that would also be seen as bullish here with silver. So definitely a market you want to have on your radar too. And platinum has pulled back in the same way that gold has too. My preference at the moment is gold and silver for breakout trades right now. Platinum has pulled back a little bit more. It's also come back up to its key resistance zone. So I suspect it needs to rotate a little bit further to the downside before it will have its next breakout. It had quite a significant breakout towards the tail end of last week, so I would expect it potentially to rotate a little bit further down to the 950 zone, but before finding some support here. Okay, so I would just keep an eye on that. Again, the hot trades I see right now, the best opportunities I see at the moment are a breakout trade on crude oil, which we've just gone ahead and taken, and then during the US session this afternoon, the main focus will definitely be on gold and silver. So we'll be looking at some potential breakout opportunities on that this afternoon. You can also, there is an opportunity for you to join us at the Gold and Silver Club if you do want to gain access to all of our live trades throughout the week that we provide for all of the members at the Gold and Silver Club, which includes trade management around all of those trades, the entries, the specific entries, exit on those trades. We help you manage your portfolios. We diversify the portfolios, and you're able to get step-by-step trade management on that, everything real-time sent out to you and made available to you, very transparent and also fantastic for you to really develop your understanding of commodities and be able to trade them successfully. So you can get access to all of our trade setups as well as join our live trading rooms, which we host throughout the week. You can also get access to all of the recordings of those, as well as a week ahead trading plan, which is produced every single weekend for the week ahead to really get you set up for the following week, which includes everything from fundamentals to technicals to management of our current positions to additional setups that we're looking at for the week ahead. And of course, you get supported every single step of the way. So if you would like to find out more, again, all you need to do, I'll just put that into the chat for you there. You just need to go across to www.theprivatetradersclub.com. Okay, so from there, you'll just need to go down to the bottom. Are you ready to take your trading to the next level? You just need to click on Enroll Here Now. Once you've done that, you will get taken just through to an application form. And all you need to do is complete the application form. And once that has been completed, a member of our team will get in touch with you ASAP. Just make sure if you do that, you complete all the fields of the application form, and a member of our team will get in touch with you ASAP on that. Okay, also, you do have the opportunity, if you would just like to find out further information, you can, of course, just call us too, which you can call us on either of our office numbers, either at the UK office, our USA office, our Africa office, or our Asia office. I'll leave the numbers on the screen there for you, but just for a quick recap, the UK number is 0207 193 0403. Our US office is +1 646 808 0403. Our Africa office is +27 11083 8403. And our Asia office is +852 8191 0403. And again, if you just want to fill in the application, it's just www.theprivatetradersclub.com. Okay, fantastic. So I'll just check in, guys. If there has been any more questions at all, do let me know. It's been a good session as always. So let me just have a quick check in, guys. So Richard Tiemann, good to see you. Wahoo, very Tita. Any questions at all, guys? Let me know. Saroni, Ruby, Riznati, Rani. Hey, Nirmal, good to see you. Praptu, Rani, Mutari, Irfan, Lloyd, good to see you as well. Hendry, hi there, Hendry, Durant, Denny, Dedam, Bambang, Asan, Ahmed, Agus, Agil, Asri, Hendro, hi there. Hi there, Martin. Excellent, hi there, Saeed. Richard Hanson, hi there. Ruby, good to see you. Saroni, Vera. Okay, fantastic. Well, any other questions, do feel free to also get in touch with us directly, just at office@thegoldensilverclub.com. Again, if you want access to the Private Traders Club, you get access to all of our live trade setups, live technical analysis, the week ahead trading plan, ongoing support, and mentoring. So I'll leave the details on the screen for you there, guys. I wish you all good trading this afternoon, and have a fantastic weekend, and we'll definitely catch you all on the next one. And I thoroughly look forward to working with those of you who will be joining us at the Gold and Silver Club. Okay, fantastic. So with that, guys, we'll definitely see you on the next one. Take care. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.